Hey y'all, this is Corey with Everyday Man, doing everyday reviews for everyday people. Today, we're going to be reviewing a 40 volt, 18 inch Ryobi chainsaw, and we'll get with it right after this. After the storm, when I got home, my yard was full of trees and debris and stuff everywhere. Well, I picked up my trusty old chainsaw and went to start it and couldn't start it. The primer bulb had cracked on it. I don't use it very often, and if you know anything about a small engine, if you don't use it very often, they can be very difficult to start. So my neighbor let me borrow his DeWalt cordless chainsaw, and I was super impressed with it. I was so impressed that I wanted one myself. Now, DeWalt is one of your top-rated chainsaws, and Ryobi is one of your bottom-rated chainsaws. I do know this. But what I do know is I had the Ryobi 40-volt blower, a Ryobi 40-volt weed eater. So I already was in the system. I already had some 40-volt batteries. So I figured I'd give the 40-volt chainsaw a try. So we're going to do that today. I got some trails that need widening, some food plots that have trees hanging over the edges of them. We're going to get out there and we're going to use this saw exclusively to cut up those trails and cut up some food plots. Now, I have not used it yet, but just feeling it, it's a very nice saw. It feels like a real chainsaw. It's very well balanced. It comes with a 5 amp hour battery. Now, after the battery's installed, it's not light. It feels like a real chainsaw. Now, it's got the chain brake on it, just like a regular chainsaw. It doesn't have the fancy, I would say, bar or chain tightener. You actually have to loosen these two bolts, and there's a screw in there that'll slide that bar in and out to tighten your chainsaw, which is fine with me. I think those work better anyway. Now, this saw does have a slot to adjust how much oil comes out of it. Now, that's something you don't see on an electric chainsaw very often. So when you do put it in a case, you can turn off that flow and you don't have a mess on your hands. Now, the operation is very simple. It's got a simple safety and it starts right up. So after this thing's been sitting in your shed for a while, you're not gonna have an issue starting it. It also comes with a wrench screwdriver that you can use to adjust your flow, and this is also used for the bolts on the side to adjust the bar. Now, like I said, it comes with this 5 amp hour battery. Now, this should last us a while, but we're gonna put that to the test today. It comes with a fast charger. Now, this charger charges these batteries remarkably fast. I haven't timed it, but I know when I put them on, I was weed eating the yard the other day. I was using the weed eater and I put one in there and it charged in no time. Now, one of the nice things about this saw is the case that it comes with. It comes with a very nice large case. The front will unlatch and fold down. It's got a door here, and then your bar protector slides out, so you can just carry the saw around with the bar protector, which I'll be doing today in the back of my side-by-side. So, like I said, I know that the Ryobi was not the best rated chainsaw out there, but I do know I was already in a system, and these saws have gotten so good nowadays. From everything that I'm reading, even your bottom end saws will perform the way most people need them to perform. Now, will I be out there felling large trees on a daily basis with this saw? No, but I'm an everyday man. Will I be able to do everyday kind of things with this saw? Widen trails out, cut smaller trees, cut limbs? Absolutely. My question is, and we're gonna find out today, if this thing will hold up to a day's worth of use. And we'll see, we'll check it out. All right, so we had a part of my trail that's washing away and it's too narrow. So I need to widen it out by a couple of feet. So I got quite a few trees to take out of here. That's about 1:45 noon. We waited to the hottest part of the day to come do this. Now you would think late October, it would be nice and cool, but it's not. It's almost 90 degrees. But anyway, we're gonna get started. We're gonna see how long this saw actually run. And full disclosure, Lance has a small inverter generator in the back of his bike. So as I burn through these batteries, we're gonna keep them charged. But we're gonna see how long it'll actually run on this 5 amp hour battery. And I have 3 charged batteries with me. So that'll be kind of my go-to, how long I can use it with 3 batteries. So let's get started. Well, it cuts trees. Well, it cuts well. It's got good chain speed to it. So we're just going to continue on winding this trail out. Don't like my sauce. Well, first impressions is doesn't feel much different than a gas saw. Cuts really well. Looks like I'm slinging quite a bit of oil, so I'm gonna cut that back on the adjustments. But I'm gonna get this trail cleaned up, get all these trees out of here, and we'll get back with you in the full plot, and we'll continue cutting and using. So I got some rather large trees that are really blocking off my deer stand right here. So we're gonna start maybe trying to limb them. I might have to bring a few down, but we're still on the original battery that I started with cleaning up that trail. So let's see how long it'll go. Well, just fell about an 8 or 10 inch pine tree. Did that with no issues at all. And it fell right where I wanted it to. was able to knock down 3 pretty significant pine trees, limb them, and chop them up. And the battery still says it's got 3 bars. So I've been working it for about a half hour right now. I'm doing just fine. But it is about 90 degrees. I'm gonna go get me a cold water, take a break. See you in a bit. I'm in full plot number 2 with the same battery I started with. 1:30 right now. I've been working pretty steady since about 1:15 till noon. And this thing's hanging tough. Now, it's showing me I got 2 bars left. Like I said, we're in full plot number 2. I need to clear out in front of this deer stand. You saw that other one was really long, and I went down the sides and did a lot of cutting. In fact, I got in the bed of the Defender, and Lance drove me around the edges, and I did a lot more cutting off camera. So this thing's pretty impressive. I've heard some horror stories about the batteries on these things just not lasting, and that's simply not the case. This thing is really doing some cutting. Let's keep going. Oh, that looks more better, Lance. Yeah. Looks good. We gonna get him on camera. He don't like that, but let's get him. See him. I didn't want to clear it up too much. Give you some cover, you know. It's so short. Boy, cold beer after some hard work. Ain't much better than that, huh? So, let me go ahead and tell you. The saw performed excellent. I'm still on the original battery. I still have 2 bars left. We did some cutting in that second full plot. Now, that one wasn't nearly as much work as the first one. But this thing just keeps cutting and cutting. It outlasted me for certain. I'm gonna have a link in the description to this chainsaw. And I really have watched a lot of chainsaw videos, and this one has consistently been rated towards the bottom, and I don't understand why. If you are an average homeowner, this saw is perfect for you. Even myself, I'm a landowner. I own hunting land. My brother and I share almost 300 acres up here, and this thing will be more than capable of doing what I needed to do. Clean it up around deer stands, clean it up around trails. I really think it's a really good saw, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a thumbs up. This is definitely a good piece of equipment. It feels like a real piece of equipment. Doesn't feel like a toy. It doesn't feel too plasticky. I mean, which it is, but it's solid. It's really a solid tool. So I know a couple of people didn't like the fact that the teeth or the spurs on this thing were plastic. They are very substantial. They're quite thick and they're quite sharp. Now, I didn't use it too much to dig into some big logs, but the little bit I did use it, they worked just fine. I didn't have any complaints with it at all. And honestly, I hadn't found anything bad to say about it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the content. And until next time, I'll see y'all on Everyday Man. How'd that sound, Lance?